Good morning, everyone. How are you? I hope that you had a lot of good things happen for you since the last time that we talked. I know I have. Yeah, today is a Saturday. It's kind of cloudy, but it's not gonna rain. It's just gonna not be super sunny. And I'm supposed to be heading down to Richmond, which is about 2 hours away from where I live, for a day with my son and his family, and we will be celebrating my granddaughter's 13th birthday. Now, I am waiting for a phone call back from him because as I was getting ready to head out the door, he called to say that the first part of the day, which was some type of anime cosplay festival, has been postponed and rescheduled for August. So he was going to go tell my granddaughter the disappointing news and think of another plan for the rest of the day, or at least the time in between. We have time reserved to go axe throwing. I don't know if you've ever done that before.
Sometimes you gotta throw like a girl.
Anyway, so I'm waiting to hear back from them, and I thought that I would check in because I have a really interesting story to tell you about what happened this week at work. Okay, so I heard from my son. We are not going to meet until this afternoon, so I've got a few hours to think of something to do. Anyway, so on Monday, a woman came into my office to pick up some papers that had been left for her. And she appeared to be about my age, maybe a little older, maybe a little younger. I'm not a good guesser on ages. But she was picking up some papers that she needed to apply for a pool pass for the community that she was living in. And she was complaining about she was renting this townhome and from a private individual who was having it managed. So she had a couple of layers there, and she was just complaining. She didn't really like the condition of the place. She felt that all that they were asking for in order for her to register for these pool passes was just extra, she felt like she was being given a hard time because she was a tenant and not the owner, but she made sure to tell me, I've owned houses over my lifetime. I've been a homeowner. And so I don't like how they're treating me, and I feel like they're on a power trip, asking for all this stuff. She was just so argumentative about it. And then she went on to talk about being bitten by a dog in that same neighborhood, complained about the emergency room treatment and how long it took the police to come out after the emergency room visit to, take the complaint or the story, or it was just a spiral of negativity, an absolute spiral of negativity. And by the time we started talking about the dog, I had already stopped interjecting with, well, did you try this? Or I was just holding my tongue, holding my breath, and I finally said to her in a moment of pause, so let's stop right here and let me ask you this. I said, can you tell me one positive thing that happened to you over the past week? And she stopped, she looked at me, and you could tell it kind of broke the conversation, and she said, nothing positive happened. And she started laughing. And I said, well, then you need to come to church with me. And we both started laughing. And it kind of broke the cycle of the negativity that she was spiraling out of control. And I know you've encountered people like this. So we had probably a good 10 minutes of some positive talk. I told her about my situation. I was very similar to hers, that I had always lived in my own home, but sold my house in 2015, and that, I'd been in the same place and was getting ready to downsize and move to a new one. So We talked about thrift stores. I told her where some good thrift stores were. She was looking for a particular piece of furniture. Anyway, we had a really nice conversation. And on Tuesday, I was thinking about it and on my way into the office, and I thought, it was almost like she just needed to feel heard, maybe feel seen, and, maybe she just needed to feel like she wasn't alone. And that was just enough to kind of give her a reset. And because the remainder of the conversation wasn't negative. So I know she isn't continuously negative. I know she has a positive side, and I hope she seeks it often. And that's kind of why I started the video asking you. I hope good things happen for you this week. I really do. And I try to look for the positive things. I know they're there. I know I'm surrounded by positive things, whether it's a sunny day, whether it's my hair looking good for the day. I'll take the littlest of things and cling to that positivity. And I don't want to make you sound, or make me sound like I'm never negative. Oh, I can be negative, but I know that it's not good for your mental health. It's not good for your physical health. It's just not good for anyone around you. So I try to stay positive, and I'm going to encourage you to do it too. So if you don't mind, I would love to hear from you. So take a moment and drop in the comments below what positive thing happened to you today or this past week. Just see if I challenge you to recount something positive that happened to you during the week and see how you feel when you're remembering it, because that's the feeling you want to hold on to. That's your goal for the day, for the week, for the rest of your life. Despite our challenges, I could be negative. I'm not where I expected I'd be 30 years ago. I never thought I'd be single and figuring out finances and living challenges. I just never thought that that's where I'd be. So, but I can't be negative about it. I just have to move forward with the positivity. So let's keep it real, keep it positive, and let me know about a good thing that happened to you this past week. I'm going to get on with my Saturday. I think I might go to a little local coffee shop and get a coffee. But thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope to see you again soon. All right? Take care, everyone. See you next time.